Hello everyone, I am Yagnath Farooq. I am a student at the University of Cincinnati studying physics. I'm in my final year. Now today I'd like to talk about the Feynman hand. It's very interesting why I said Feynman hand, because he had his hands in a lot of things, in everything and anything you can think of in physics, most of the things. Now, Feynman was a very interesting guy for several reasons, but I'll tell you what I know about him. Now, let's start with his birth. He was born in 1918 in New York. And then he was a very intriguing kid since his childhood, like most of the other well-known people are. He went to high school, and then he met his first wife there, his first love. They were together for a very long time till he was studying at Princeton, and then he was offered to work with Dr. Oppenheimer on the Manhattan Project to create the atomic bombs. And then later sometime, sadly, his first wife died with tuberculosis. And he later went on being a teacher. And his famous lectures on physics, Feynman's lectures on physics, from the days when he taught at Caltech, are still called as bait to attract physics students. It's kind of funny. Now, he was a very interesting person for several reasons, but as I was saying, he had his hands in so many things. He did very prominent work on quantum electrodynamics, where he contracted very hard things to become very easy. Then he created these things called Feynman diagrams, which look very silly and wiggly. He had them on his van till he died, but they represent something more than we can understand. And for that he got his Nobel Prize in 1965. That he shared with two other physicists. Then he eventually died in 1988. Now, and the funny thing about Mr. Feynman, when he was married to his second wife, they were together for some time, and then she asked for a divorce. And the reason why she asked for a divorce is that, oh fuck, here's Mr. Feynman. No, sorry for that. The reason why she asked for a divorce was that he was so into math and physics that he started doing calculus in his head, and he was doing calculus when he was driving, he was doing calculus when he was in bed, he was doing calculus when he was showering, and it was so annoying to his wife, who was a physicist too, by the way. And then later he went on marrying his third wife. Then they had two kids. Now, the reason why I'm talking about Feynman in the first place is that, Feynman was different for different people. For people who adore him, he was a great physicist and motivation. He was not a born genius like most people think most physicists are. He worked hard, and he was always humble. His videos, most of the videos, he talks about how he just put his nose down. He worked hard every day. After he died, his sister found some notebooks in his office and his house where they were just filled with very hard questions. And all he did every day to keep himself sharp was to work through hard questions. And he also was very friendly with his students in such a way that every week, for about an hour or two, he would have these sessions where students could come to him and ask any bizarre question they could think of, and he would work them out with the students to find an answer, and they would read something to find an answer. Now, for fools like me who tend to forget what the integral of 1 is, this sort of gives me a motivation. I'm not saying Feynman was as dumb as me, but it's funny to think that, when I do have bad days or good days of doing physics, this man was a clear motivation. He worked hard, and he basically built everything for himself. And that's something that keeps me up at night when I think about it. So yeah, thank you.